All right, you still watching Breakfast Central on News Central. Let's bring it back here to Nigeria, where we're broadcasting from. Aviation workers in Nigeria under the aegis of Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, ATSSSAN, on Tuesday morning shut down the Murtala Muhammed Airport in Lagos State. Already, travelers who turned out to travel were seen stranded as flights in and out of the airport were suspended. The aviation workers said they shut the airport over the sack of some of over 37 of their members by Aviation Services Limited.
The union described the sack of its members as witch hunt and willful intimidation, alleging that rather than implementing the conditions of service as agreed with them in 2021, the BASL management had resorted to sacking of its members. News Central's Niyi Omoni has the details in this report.
Just as the state grapples with the 7-day boycott threat by road transport workers, airlines have been forced to cancel flight operations following the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria ATSSSAN's action at the early hours of Tuesday.
As a senior staff union, we are not the type that would easily pull out our members to embark on an action like this. It is as a result of frustration, series of frustrations by Aviation Services management, and the act of unilateral termination of employment of our members, when in fact we were on the table discussing how management should pay them their exit packages.
The union barricaded the Murtala Muhammed Airport 2, otherwise known as MMA 2 terminal in Lagos, a wing which caters to domestic air traffic across Nigeria, over the sacking of 34 of its members and allegations of intimidation by the operating company Aviation Services Limited. Passengers are left stranded as the action impacts flights scheduled in and out of Lagos.
My time has been exceeded because my flight is meant to take up 11:20 and now it's past 11:20. So we're just hoping and praying that everything will just go smoothly. Some people are saying they've cancelled the flight.
An higher clamor for a change of ownership of the airport was made when security operatives and union members confiscate crates of empty bottles and cans allegedly intended as a tool to distort the protest.
Change your mind right now. What would Courtney do now that will make you leave here?
It is for them to withdraw the letters of termination, recall all the staff, pay them their October salaries, then we can call off the strike.
Right here at the Murtala Muhammed Terminal 2, operations have been grounded, flights cancelled, and even passengers affected. Although there's an alternative for passengers to still make their flight, but the stress is still there. And the union members have said they would not leave here until they come back to the negotiation table with the organization leaders. Niyi Omoni, reporting for News Central Lagos.
Omoni of News Central, and covering that story, Olive, is one that makes you wonder, when are we going to have a peaceful movement of every single thing in every sector?
I mean, it's really sad because this trouble between the union and Courtney, like the second to the last speaker said, the one who was interviewed, he said that Courtney had always shown signs of anti-unionism. Now, this quarrel didn't start today. It started sometime in 2018. They had some protests, but before the protests, it was basically Courtney sacking about 27 of their members. Yeah. So they protested as well. It was like a 3-day protest. They blocked access to MMA 2, saying that people couldn't get in. And then Courtney went and got an order from court, restraining them from halting activities at the airport. They didn't listen to the order. They still went ahead. By the third day, after a series of meetings, they then came to an agreement, and Courtney reinstated 27 people. I wonder if this might be resolved in the way that the 2018 agreement did. But it's important to mention that Unionism is not illegal. Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria allows people to be part of unions. You know, you can't be a part of a union, political group, or whatever it is to protect your interests. So these are conversations that we will continue to have, but I hope that this is sorted out. Last time they lost about 120 million naira. I can imagine what they would lose today.
I can imagine, especially now that you have a lot of people who are evacuating, who are traveling out. I also feel for the travelers. This is not good. I can imagine you trying to beat traffic in Lagos. You get to the airport, all of a sudden they say, sorry, the flights cannot take off. You can't fly. It's a whole lot of a problem if you put it that way.
And the aviation sector has suffered a lot.
It has.
They haven't properly recovered from the effects of COVID-19.
Exactly.
And then they're still grappling with rising costs in aviation fuel. So there's so much that can happen. And I really hope that this is resolved as soon as possible. And by Courtney and the various unions can come to an agreement. And an agreement that is final. So we don't see like repeat performances, just like what we see with ASU and federal government.
Do we always have agreements that are final in Nigeria? Well, you know better. I just feel for the travelers. For me, I mean, that's where my heart aches, and I do feel for
the people who
are protesting as well, and those who are fired. Don't get me wrong, but I just wish there could have been an amicable way to sort it out. But you know what? You're still watching Breakfast Central. We have more stories coming your way. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we heard Mohamed Salah got Egyptians happy, and of course, Liverpool. It's not just that. A certain coach has not been paid since he took over his duties.
These are the reasons why people
These are the reasons why they protest. We'll be right back.